if it hits home for you guys on that, and I'll say it again, it's like I would constantly. It felt like I was self-sabotaging myself. I'd do so good for a few weeks, for a few months, and be like, wow, I'm on top of the world. I'm doing great. Let's increase my risk. I have all this profit to play with. And that was the first problem. I don't have profit to play with. There's no such thing as profit to play with. My portfolio just increases. That's it. As soon as you believe you have profit to play with, then you start getting reckless because you're assuming that your normal portfolio and the profit side are two different risk profiles when it's the same thing. So if you make 10 grand today, you're probably willing to risk like 3 times your normal risk on the next trade because you're happy you just made 10 grand. That shit hurt me a lot. That is what really hurt me. And honestly, it's embarrassing to say I lost a lot of money doing that. And a lot of it, like I didn't even like post about or like tell a lot of people about that was happening to me. I just did it because I was a fucking degenerate back then, you know? I would just I'd be like, oh my God, I'm doing so good. And then always, right right after I had my best trading periods, I also had my worst of all time. So every time I had a really fucking good month, really fucking good run, the worst period of my P&L would come directly after. And inherently, I knew what the cause was. Looking back, I did. In the moment, I had no idea why it was happening. To be fair, I blamed the market. I would always blame the market for the losses. I'd say, unfortunately, I gave back half the unrealized profit that I made from the last run because because the market is just not tradable. Fuck, that's not the case. The market was definitely tradable. I would blame the market because I didn't want to blame myself. I didn't want to take accountability that I was making degenerative actions that would cost me a fuck ton of money. Hope that resonates with you guys because that's what destroyed me the most. Now, I would still make good money, but it was disgusting to see how much I was willing to give back. Daniel said, okay, let me ask this. What's the point in going break even if we were already risking 1 hour all to gain nothing, not even data? To me, it doesn't make sense. To be fair, the number one reason why I break even so much is honestly because I'm a coach. To be honest, there's no other reason I do it besides I'm a coach. And I have a fucking 1,000 people watching me trade. Generally speaking, you should never go break even. You should take full accountability for the risk for the trade. I do it most of the time because I have 1,000 people, and I always look out for their risk. So I always look out to make sure they don't lose money. And one way in my mind, I justify it in my mind because I'm like, look, if I have 1,000 people watching me, going break even for the majority of them is probably the best thing because most of them aren't profitable yet. So they shouldn't be onsetting more risk by allowing trades to move out of profit because it's going to deteriorate their mindset. But in reality, you shouldn't be doing it. I'm sure there's some cases. To be fair, wait, hold on. I should. There's only one event where break even makes sense. You should only go break even on a position if you've realized a profit from it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. You shouldn't break even a position if nothing's happened yet. So if profit hasn't been taken, generally break even doesn't make sense. If you've taken a profit, break even makes sense because it's inherently preventing you from losing the profit you just made. That's the only time that you should do it. Also, if you have unrealized trailing drawdown, you should probably also do it. What if liquidity was taken? Even if it's internal, I mean, here's the idea. Like, let's just do I guess let's do an example, right? On NQ. So here's an example, like if internal was taken, something like this. So let's look at, what's a trade that would have hit internal and then broke even? These trades right here. So this was pre-market trades. So like these, when you have these ILMs here, and then let's consider this high as the break even, boom, right there. Typically speaking, right, you would have entered this trade somewhere around here. Stops would have been a close below this low, and then you'd have been looking to go take profit on these highs. as soon as this hits, right, and you have the idea to go break even here, you'd go break even, and then, well, to be fair, instantly this would have broke you even. And then as you can see, what was it, fucking 16 minutes later, once a full take profit, it would hurt you more knowing, I mean, this has happened 1,000 times to me, to be fair. Taking internal liquidity isn't a sign the trade's not working. That's what I generally like ask myself is like if I'm willing to put my trade back to break even and I haven't taken profit, am I just scared for the loss, or do I think that the trade isn't as confident as it was before? Yeah. Oh yeah, Jupiter too. So like crypto, I've been doing it recently just because so Jupiter's a great example actually. When I took this long right here. So this one was great. I think this was M15, yeah. So this is a perfect trade. We took entry here. We had stops below the ILM, and then we were looking to take profit into one of these highs, right? Now, what typically I do is that, like, instead of going break even first, I'll just trim first. So I was sleeping during this time. This was at 5 p.m. for you guys, which I would have been 8 hours ahead, so like 2 a.m. for me. I would have taken a small profit here, which probably would have been around 1 R, or like 0.6 R total, because I would have sold half, and then go break even, and would hit break even. But this ended up being a full losing trade for me. Yeah, this is a full losing trade for me. It shouldn't have been, to be fair. It really shouldn't have been, but what are you gonna do? I was asleep, so I gotta eat the fucking loss. Look, everyone's scared of losing. Everyone hates to lose, bro. As soon as you get past this idea that losing is indicative of like a loss factor or like a failure factor, like a loss is never indicative of your failure. I feel like losses are indicative of like when you're coaching, it's different. Like when I'm taking trades live and I take losses, it feels a lot different than when I take losses alone, because I know there's 1,000 people following me, so it feels way different for me. I definitely treat live trades way different than actually not way different. The only thing I do is break even more often, but I do it to save other people. So it's a different dichotomy between both of them. Like the discretion with knowing there's a bunch of people just copy botting me and then just doing it alone are completely different. I generally will risk more too. Yeah, and one of the best things too is having data to support a thesis, such as if I do this long enough, I'll fucking make money, just should be the #1 driving force for your vehicle to keep moving forward. Because eventually you're going to figure out that there's going to be down periods, there's going to be slow periods, and all you have to do as a trader is just remain solvent through them. Like it's actually so fucking easy. If there's bad periods, so let's just say like i.e. if in a scenario there are bad periods in trading, all you have to do is remain solvent enough through them to get to the good periods to continue moving your portfolio higher. If in scenario B there are no bad periods, then constantly you're not even going to be able to, unfortunately, really, if there's never going to be a bad trading period for you, you should expect to perform the same at all times, and it's not exactly the best. I mean, you can't perform the same every time. It's actually redundant, because can an MLB player, can a football player perform the same every game? I wish, if you're like a fantasy football guy, not every football player plays the same every game. You can't perform the same every game. You can't perform the same every trade. So you have to know that in the long term, in the bad periods, just don't blow yourself up. That's it. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you just don't blow up, you fucking make money. Just don't blow up. That's it. Just don't fucking blow up, man. And that's what happens. People go through down periods or like upset with their trading, so they buy more micros, or they start buying minis now, and they're like taking profit aggressively, and their stops might be too tight, so they're getting stopped out more. It's just a downward spiral, and the market's designed to do that. It's like the casino too. The casino is designed to deal cards fast to you, so you don't exactly have time to make decisions, just like the market's going to deliver trades to you quickly, so you don't have time to make a decision of what you should be doing in that moment. That's why most gamblers fucking lose money. Not because the casino has the best edge in the house, but because most of the degenerates aren't even fucking thinking. Umari said exactly what I want to hear. I've been about $300 from passing 50K, but it's not happened all day. Yeah. And that's the hard point too. Like, I remember back in September of last year when I was passing Top Step firms, I remember that I was like $50 off of passing a firm, and I was just so upset. I'm like, bro, I don't want to end the day $50 off. So I took another trade off stream and fucking brought my daily loss limit even lower, because I lost the trade. And it was just so dumb of me to do. It's like I was getting so greedy to like want to pass it that I was willing to recklessly press buttons outside of the traditional model that I had in order to get lucky. most of the time when you're making irrational decisions, it's because you think luck's on your side. At almost all times, when you do something reckless, it's because you think you're going to get lucky in this reckless decision. It's not because you don't think it's reckless. You know it's reckless. It's because you think you're going to get lucky. You think, if I make this reckless decision, I'm going to get lucky and it's going to work out for me. And that's delusional. That's definition of delusional. You know it's bad, but you still do it, hoping for some sort of arbitrary probability to be on your side. Most of the time when you're like trying to stop yourself from doing things you know you shouldn't do, it's difficult because you think about the probability of what if. And what if is such a toxic trait humans have. What if we continue hunting for another hour and push it into dusk and don't come back to the tribe, and we can bring back 2 elks instead of 1? What if we bring the new young recruit onto the hunting trip and he gets to bring back his first kill and we can do this ceremony? Like, I know those are fucking weird examples. I don't know why my head went to like fucking tribes and hunting, but I guess it ends up being like an animalistic thing at the end of the day. I mean, to be fair, I guess it's instinctual. It's like, I mean, it actually, I know why my head went there now. It's almost always the dormant what if is in your instincts. The what if is always dormant within you, and it's based in your instincts. Instinctually, you know you shouldn't do it, but what if, right? Yeah, primal, exactly. I shouldn't do it, but what if it did work? I probably shouldn't get back with my ex, but what if she changed? You know? I probably shouldn't take this extra trade. The 1 minute didn't close outside the fair value gap yet, but I think the island may occur, so I'm going to enter now to get in early. I think this is the bottom, so I'm just going to buy randomly and hope that it goes up and not check and not place a stop loss. I mean, it's... Eventually, when you look back at yourself and these like arbitrary decisions you keep making turn out to be failures for you, but you don't stop it, I mean, it's a mental issue of delusion of why you continue, and the delusion is rooted in that dormant what if theory. Getting past what if is hard, because what if? I mean, what if is such a dopamine inducing question. What if is such a great feeling, right? I mean, me just saying it, I feel good. Like, what if? Like, I literally, when I say the 2 words, what if, like, it feels great, because there's that chance. You are placing an arbitrary probability on something by hoping. You know that sometimes the chat can feel a little overwhelming, as there's a lot of people and a lot of things to figure out. I encourage you to ask questions frequently if you can, if you have the questions, or if you have a problem getting started. DM myself or you, and we'll help you guys. I love seeing new names in the chat because, I mean, we have like 15 signups every single day. So there's a bunch of new people that join, but I don't exactly see all the new people asking questions or engaging as much. I think the chat could be intimidating, so I'm solving that problem here soon with a new chat room just for beginners, because I want you guys to be able to engage in a classroom format. Okay. Mobius said, how long are you traveling for when you're back in the States? I don't know. It's kind of indefinite. I'm just traveling until until I'm sick of Europe, I'll leave. But I just kind of started my trip. I've only been here for like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks or something. And I'm feeling good. I mean, I get to get a lot of my work done. And I find good food. I find good places. So far, it's good. It's expensive, though. I'll tell you that. I am spending a grip to be here. Awesome. Well, welcome in, Emily. QT Anon said, I just started trading 4 months ago. Any tips that would be useful to know at the beginning? Yeah. Initially, what you're going to feel is you're going to feel a lot of euphoria. Because what you've been taught to understand with trading is that you can make money fast from it and it's true. However, just like a doctor can't exactly operate surgery on a patient his first year, I don't think a lot of traders in their first year are going to make the money they expect to make. And sure, you'll probably make a little bit, but you're definitely not going to be even today, I was like hesitant if I should even tell people how much I made in July, or June to July, but I thought it was good for educational purposes, because if I post I made 200,000 a single month, people start to get not like jealous of it, but envious that they're doing the same thing I'm doing but can't make the same amount. My portfolio is also a different size, so a lot of people don't understand that. The number one tip I have for you as a young trader is to definitely remember your place. Remember that you're in a position of learning. You don't really have a right to earn yet. You're learning before you earn, and always remind yourself that any profits you've made in the first year, honestly, it's okay to give them back to the markets, because you need to go through a lot of tough lessons. So don't expect to get rich your first year, and definitely expect to learn a lot about yourself. I encourage, as like fairy tale as it sounds, but to journal your daily mindset, set goals every week, write them down, manifest what you want to be every week, and attempt to become 1% better at it. Because most of the time what new traders don't believe, or at least aren't told, is the fact that their overall lifestyle is 100% a core component of how well they can trade. If your life's not together, unfortunately, I don't think you're ready to trade yet. And it's a blunt reality for a lot of people. Like I'm like the anti-guru. I'm not here to give you fairy tale, little cookie dreams, or give you all these fucking bubblegum advice to keep you in my trading Discord so I can make money off you monthly. Like, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to become profitable long term and subsidize income or make a side income, whatever your final goal is of trading. I'll give it to you legitly. Too many people are given bubblegum advice, and if you don't know what I mean by bubblegum advice is something that's coded. It's the reality's underneath, and they don't find it until they've chewed the gum for 10 minutes. And then the reality is, well, this wasn't going to last forever. So I want to just give you the reality immediately, so you're not sitting there on euphoric gum, and after 7 months of making profit, you finally get that bitter taste in your mouth, and you spit it out and quit trading. Because that's unfortunately what happens with a lot of these gurus out there in the field. This is recorded, by the way. I have this all recorded. I made sure to do it. Burr, you asked 2 questions today. Thank you for asking 2 questions, man. I mean, again, there's a lot of helpful people here just besides myself. I've been doing this for 6 years now, coaching for 6 years. A bunch of these guys that are in chat right now have been here the whole time with us, and they'll help you out just as much as I will. Been here since Playboy's posting the Trapper Snapchats. Yeah, you guys are OGs if you're back then. Del Rugby said I was just in Italy and Paris around New Year's. Nice. I'm going to be in France. So I'm going to be in Paris next. I'm going to try to go to like the Paris Disneyland. I'm going to try to see that. I'm going to try to see the Louvre. I'm going to go try to see the catacombs. And then that's probably it, honestly. I don't know if much else. I've seen the Eiffel Tower before, so I won't go there. Oh yeah, algo is a good one too. Number one tip is to not compare yourself to others. 1000%. It's so hard, and trust me, guys. When I say like it's difficult to not compare yourself to others, trust me, because like you would think, and most people would assume that I don't compare myself to others. I still have all my shortcomings. I still compare myself to others all the time. I still see the grass is greener on the other side. I still compare myself to the Joneses. Like, I am the same human being you are. Just because I've been doing this longer doesn't mean that I don't fall short to some of my the unfortunate sins, right? Comparing yourself is a real dirty sin, unfortunately, and it's hard to do. It's hard not to compare where you're at to other people, and the place I'm at, some people want to be at, and there's other places I want to be at that other people are at. So the grass is always greener, and you've heard it 1,000 times. So I don't want to be this spiritual guy to fucking talk about it, but if you can find your path to not compare yourself to others, I think a good start is to remove social media from your life. Yeah, he definitely does. Casper definitely does. Ty, go to Norway to see the Preikestolen. What is that? What's the Preikestolen? It's that place? Holy shit. What the fuck? How far is Norway from me? Is Norway far? I am not look, one thing I'm not good at is geography. I don't know where shit is. And it's okay. I have Google Maps. I don't exactly need to know. I've been to Iceland before, yeah. I've been to Iceland. I went all around Reykjavik. I drove around the entire island, I guess, of Iceland. That was a good time. But it was never dark. That was the one thing fucked me up in Iceland. The lights never turned off. It was light out 24/7. I had a really bad time figuring out. I was up at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. just like eating breakfast, and like places were just like open. It was fucking weird. It's near Denmark. Damn, that's a cool place. Fuck. That is so cool, man. Norway. I'll keep that on my list. Norway is just 2 hours from London. All right. Keep that up. All right. Any last questions? We are getting close. My laptop has 5%. I'm going to actually kill the recording now.